there guys, this is Malorian, and this is where I do bad scrapbooking, where I take a video from my wife, who does Lizzie's workshop and her scrapbooking videos, and I am challenged to try and voice it over with my thing without really looking at it first. So, I'm sure it's going to be horrendous. If you want to see the correct version, you have to go to her channel, but otherwise, let's see what we got. So, starting off here, we got our canvas we're going to be working with here, and we're just going to throw glue all over the place. I mean, sure, you know, a lot of this glue will probably dry before we get to it, but meh, that's when we buy this stuff for like $30 a bottle. Just go ahead, spread it all around. We'll probably use like a small bit of it, but actually in this one here, we're going to be throwing down this entire cloth. And I think the real thing we'll be shooting for here is, you know how you hate having those like wrinkles in the tablecloth when you set up the table or something? This is it. You know, this is how you set up this whole thing so that there will be no wrinkles, except actually we're going to be putting the wrinkles in. So there you go. Lots of wrinkles for everybody. So apparently that's not going to be, this is going to be something else. This is some weird wrinkle nest. Maybe it's going to be like a nest for a bird, you know. Maybe those birds, they're getting lazy, right? You got these union birds coming around now. They don't want to build their own nest. So you got to build a nest for them. So we're going to be starting off with that, you know, tucking in all the corners, gluing this together so that those fat, lazy union birds can just fly over here, plop themselves down, and, you know, they can't even get their own worms because, you know, that's another union. There's another series of union birds that go and get those worms for you. You got to watch it. You know, you go and you get your own birds, you know, or your own worms. You think it's an easy thing, right? Go and dig them up, but bam, you get in trouble. You know, the union's on strike, there's a grievance, so you don't do that. You just flop here into this pre-made nest, push out some eggs, and there you go. So we're going to continue with this nest, making it a little bit more fancy and little push-ups all the way around. You don't want the fat bird just roll out of the nest. That'd be horrendous. Really putting a lot of glue on this. Apparently it takes a lot of glue to try and deal with this. Maybe this is actually like a volcano. You know, like how like elementary, you have to do those science projects, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna make a volcano, and you have the baking soda and all that stuff. Maybe that's what she's making here, but a really crappy small one. That'll just be a big mess. A little bit of a stall here. I don't know if she's actually trying to decide whether to put a bird or baking soda in it. But now, what is this? More glue? Man, this thing, you should be getting like by the gallon. Need this glue here for this project. So for those who are watching, I mean, you better own a horse because you're going to have to put that thing down to make enough glue for this project. Because this thing has to go everywhere. It might have been better just to water it down and soak this thing in actual glue. But I guess the fun thing is that at least now you'll have all this glue on your fingers after and you can try and peel it off. You know, they have like these like, you know, I got my little fingerprints. You know, if you're like 3 and you find that interesting. Otherwise, we're still doing this. Man, it takes forever. No wonder these scrapbookers are always downstairs for the whole time. And I also got in trouble for that before, too. Yes, this is not scrapbooking. This is some other little crafty fanciness. All right, what are we going to add now? Come on, let's make something more interesting. We got this bottle of goo or spray. Okay, we got the brown going around. This could still either be a nest or a volcano. Both options are still viable and still, you know, in play. What do we got going on next? Now another cloth going to the bottom, or we just, we're cleaning up the spray. Because we'd hate to get that spray on the bottom of the thing, right? You don't want to give away free art. It'd be pretty embarrassing if you do all this art on the front and the smudges on the back look better. That would be pretty bad. So just take that off the table, use our fancy smancy super dryer to dry the whole thing down. Still going, still going. Maybe if we hadn't put on like 3 liters of glue, it'd be done by now, but we'll just keep on doing this forever. You know, it's just a super hot element going on top of cloth. So now we're going to, oh my God, this is going to be a nest thing. And the bird is going to be the union bird. The owl. Now what's all this? Are we actually putting around like this is like all the bird droppings going everywhere? We're taking this a little bit too realistic now. You know, it was cute with the nest, but now we're going to put like the birds droppings all over the place. I mean, what are we going to have next? We'll have like the rejected bird on the outside. You know, there'll be the mummy bird and all the eggs, and especially the one that's the most proud of. And then there's that runt egg, right? The one that she didn't really like, that she kind of like knocked out of the nest. I wonder if we'll be going that far. Now this is turning into like a camo nest. This is like a commando owl. I'm still assuming that owl that was shown before is the one that's going to be going in here. But this is like a commando owl. So, you know, it might be Union, but it has a job to do. Osama bin Laden, you're going down. Commando owl is on the move. All right, with this next fancy little tool we're going to use here, we're going to spray it all black. All right, all right. Again, this is now, we're leaving our options open. You know, I keep on talking about the owls, but this is still, could be the smoky center of the volcano. Or could be the inside of that nest. Again, cleaning that up. You know, I bet you that cloth, if we look at that cloth at the very end of the whole movie, I bet that thing actually looks just as good as this. So, I wonder if that's what the whole thing is about. Just glue. You're just going to go and glue that bottle of glue in the center. And this is, ta-da, that is my stuff. Those are mine. She's, from when I do my Warhammer stuff, that's my flocking for my bases. The Stealer. Oh. I wonder what this is why she made this one for me. Just to show she could, you know, I can mock her and I can mock her hobby, but my hobby's room is right beside hers and she could just steal it. All right, gathering that all back up. Yeah, you better gather that. I want that for my models. I want that stuff back. Stealer. God. All right. So we're cleaning up. We put a whole bunch of grass on this now. It's not looking supernatural though. Like this is, it really is coming out as the squiggles. So hopefully, you know, as we add more in, it's going to kind of fix that. But yeah, man, still. Okay, so this, one of the things I was kind of thinking maybe they're going to do is like, this was like the tree in the hole, but there wouldn't really be that grass up the tree. And this doesn't really look like moss, you know? So maybe this is still the volcano, and this is just like the small trees. I mean, you could do it proper, but I mean, why not just steal stuff from your husband? But otherwise, yeah, even the owl thing be weird now. This project's getting crazy. We're just kind of throwing all the stuff down. Oh, now we're going to start smearing. We kind of saw all the other ones were squiggles. So now we're going to make sure, let's make this look kind of a little bit better, you know. If we're going to steal stuff from our husband, we might as well put it to good use. All that blackness in there, surrounded by there. I mean, if you look at the left side, it's like a grass zebra pattern. You know, you can tell it's actual lines. It's not actually random or anything like that. So hopefully we'll be doing a little bit more to break that up. Oh, don't get into the center. That'd be a tragedy. All right, we're gonna gather up this grass again, and now we're gonna look at it. And you can still see all those squiggles. Oh man. I can't wait to see what this is actually supposed to be and what this is going to come to. All right, more glue, because, you know, we probably ran out of all the old glue. We used all that old white stuff. So now what are we gluing down? Little bits of things. Are they like little rocks? I still can't even tell what this thing is. Is this like the jutting tops of the volcano? It's covered in grass? All surrounded in black. What is this supposed to be? I don't know. I think those are rocks. I think they're rocks. Hopefully those are like, you know, you could just go outside and buy rocks or just grab rocks from outside. But I'm sure these are special rocks that you have to go to the store and buy. You know, you get them in a little container. They're like $50 or something like that. Because they're like craft rocks. Something special like that. So we're still gluing those on. Now the last one I got to mention, no, I did, this is my second video now. And the first one was actually looking pretty crazy and kind of interesting, although it kind of took a dark turn. This one here, maybe the surprise is that the little camera angle is going to move up and it's actually going to be my daughter making this. Because right now this is not making any sense. We kind of gathered up all this cloth, sprayed it brown, sprayed a bunch of black in the center. Do some. Here's the nice one. Here again, we're still watching this. This is the real treat. And then this thing here, what is this going on? Little squiggles of grass and some rocks. Come on. I want to see how these squiggles look now. Put it down. Put it down. Yes, they're squiggles. Deal with it. Yes, it's white glue. It doesn't dry immediately. Use your little heat gun all you want. You gotta wait for that crap. Get that brush off of there. You should have brushed it all off. All right, come on, come on, come on. See, now, for all my Warhammer friends watching this, we know exactly why this is funny. Because when we go and put this fake grass stuff on our Warhammer or War Machine models, then all of a sudden, like with that stuff, you put that stuff on and you wait overnight. Because that white glue takes forever. I got a piece of... I got a leaf. Look at me. What is going on? What is this for? All right, so apparently we're going to be gluing on this owl here now. It's going to be holding on to this massive leaf. You know, the physics is not really working because you think that that leaf would be bending down. You know, unless that leaf is made out of steel, you know, there'd be a bit of bend to that if the owl was holding on to that leaf. But apparently not. I mean, really, what could be happening here is somebody threw the owl. So if somebody grabbed the owl and then like grabbed a leaf to try and slow itself down, like kind of like a weird parachute type of thing, that could be happening. So if he was like flying away from the leaf, okay, that could be working out. So maybe this is somebody is throwing the owl into the volcano, and he's trying to save himself with the leaf. That's what's happening. So now I'm sure we're going to be using even more glue on the back of here eventually. Yeah. More glue. All the glue in the world. Sorry, little girl, your pony had to be put down. Oh, why? Oh, because Mommy wanted to glue an owl to a volcano. What? It's okay. We'll get you a new pony. So much glue. Now it's the cloth is going on the back? Is this just to reinforce it, make it stronger? Or are we actually going to like remake the owl from the other side? And he's going to be like the bandito owl. So he has his mask, he'll have his little cloak. A little poncho, he's a little Mexican owl. Little patchy patch robe. With the mask. But is he a good owl or is he a bad owl? You know? Is he like has the mask because he's going to go rob a place? Or is he actually like a hero? He's going to save people. And that's what his leaf is for. He fights crime with his leaf. Okay, well, we've already established he's the good guy. I mean, clearly, nobody would throw an evil an owl into a volcano. So this was the good owl. The Mexican good owl who has its patchy patch little cloak and all that good stuff here. And he's going to be fighting crime with his leaf. It actually is a metal leaf. You know, we're talking about how, oh, that's impossible because that leaf would be moving. Well, that's because the leaf is actually metal. And, you know, like that's actually like a Canadian maple leaf. So he's like fights for Canada. And I mean, that leaf should be red if it was for Canada, but he also fights for the trees. He's actually the right-hand man of the Lorax. And he fights for the trees in the darkness, which is why this is all dark in the center. See, all the symbolism is starting to come out now. And then everything is all crazy and ugly around it because that's the world, right? In a world full of injustice and chaos. What are we going to call him? And so, of course, like, that's he's not always, right? During the day, he's a mild-mannered McHooterson, and he works actually as a Hooters manager. But at night, that's when he turns into, boy, what are we going to call this guy? The Silent Leafer? Nah, we need something actually, like, daring and scary for an owl. And he also wants to have a word, like a name, that suggests that he's actually an owl, you know, because it's part of his backstory, but at the same time, he doesn't want it to be super, super obvious. So what could it be? The 360 killer? Because his head could look around 360? I don't know. Canada 360. In the darkness, protecting you from the terrorists. With his metal leaf. But unfortunately, the terrorists did get to him first, and they're going to throw him into the volcano. And we don't know what's going to happen, right? He's being thrown into the volcano. He's using his metal leaf to slow his descent. But will he actually dodge away? You know, he's an owl, and you would think that he would just fly away. But remember, he doesn't want anyone to know that he's an owl. So he's throwing them all off. You know, he wants to wait till like the last second. You know, he's probably going to like fall in like, you got me. And then like grab onto the side of the volcano. So all the bad guys gloat and leave. And then he'll kind of like get out. Yeah, man, why are we putting all this glue around? We're going to put some weird stuff around him? Maybe this will be like a shrouding effect. Like he's glowing with power. Strike me down and I'll become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. That could be it. That could be it. He's going Super Saiyan. Or maybe that's actually him dying. This is now his aura. He used to be the great Mexican fighter owl, but he got thrown in a volcano, and now he's a ghost. And he's urging the world to take up his fight. That's why he's offering his metal leaf to you. Avenge me! Fight the terrorists! Could be, could be. Now we're going to write here. Maybe just writing what we're actually saying. Avenge me. Only you can stop volcano fires? I don't know. Help? What does that say? Like, Mwahaha! And that'll be like where the bad guys are. Mwahaha! On the side. Who would be the owl's arch nemesis that he has to fight? See, normally the owl is the hunter, and he's swooping down to get mice and rabbits and things. So he's competing with a snake. So a snake. We have some sort of like dastardly... so he's the Mexican owl. So we could also have like a Mexican snake. That's, you know, goes around with his sombrero. That's his arch nemesis. It's his arch nemesis because he left Mexico to fight crime in Canada. That's what this is all really about. So he dragged him back to Mexico. He's going to throw him into a volcano. And this is the final scene. And he's a valiant owl. You know, he did a lot to make this happen. He's been fighting the hard fight. Doesn't get many rewards. You know, he doesn't have any Stan Lee big movie or anything like that. But he's still one of those little owls, just little helpers, you know, doing his thing, trying to fight crime in his own way, paid the final price. But now his only hope is that you'll pick up the fight and like, remember me. Fight them. Fight the Mexicans. Not that I'm saying the Mexicans are terrorists. Although I'm sure there are some Mexican terrorists. I don't know. Are we whiting these out now? Are these going to be like secret messages? You actually have to put like lemon juice on the messages for the actual words that come up to actually know what's going on. And that's how they actually find out, right? You wouldn't want everybody to go and try and become a superhero and avenge him. So it has to be like that one kid that's going to come over here, put on the juice, and then realize that they really wanted to be like the sombrero owl or whatever he was. So anyway, this one was a pretty bad rendition of what's going on. What's this? This is actually for me? I wonder if this was actually supposed to be like a burrowing owl, which is one of my favorite animals. Well, isn't that fancy? And a big surprise for me. So a big thank you to the wife, and thank you for watching. Bye.